Happy to meet you in Business Doctor. Today we are opening up a new series for professionals, and obviously you would have guessed it. What could be the first one? How to stand out in your first job, and what are the practical strategies for early career success. That is the topic we are going to discuss today. And if you are having one of the following problems, which I am going to tell you, or maybe pain points, then you must listen to this and to this series particularly. And the first one is that when you have joined a new organization, you may feel that you are overwhelmed or lost. If you are having that feeling, then definitely you are one among the viewers to watch this. Feeling of being overloaded or overlooked, lack of confidence, difficulty in building relationship in your new environment. Then if you are struggling with time management, you have got difficulty in managing your time, personal and official, unclear career progression, and if you are having a problem in adapting to the company culture, there is a fear of making mistake. If that is the case in you, then definitely you must have a look at this video. Balancing learning and delivering results. If you have got difficulty in this balancing of learning and delivering results, and obviously if you have got difficulty in receiving and implementing feedback, then you must listen to this. Let's begin with this. Starting your first job is an exciting yet challenging milestone. It is your chance to put everything you have learned into practice, but it is also a time where you need to make an impression that sets the tone for the rest of your career. In today's competitive work environment, simply doing your job well isn't enough to get noticed and to get recognized. So how you truly understand and this aspect and stand out and make sure that your efforts are recognized and rewarded. Why standing out matters? That's very important question, isn't it? Standing out in your first job is critical for a number of reasons. For it positions you as someone who is dependable and capable of handling more responsibility in your organization. This is important because your early performance can shape how your managers and colleagues see you moving forward. Or if someone they can count on for bigger tasks, or will you remain in the background? That's how they will be looking at you. And secondly, standing out on a fast track, if I can fast track your career, promotions, special projects, and any new assignments, including overseas, including different types of customer assignments, and even mentorship opportunities down the line often come to those who have gone above and beyond. That is the message. Finally, in many industries, early recognition can set you apart from your peers and opening the doors that would otherwise take long years to unlock. I have seen in my personal experience, when I started my first job, I was quickly recognized that I was just following the instructions, but I realized that it was not going enough to get me noticed. So I made a conscious decision to go extra mile, and whether it was volunteering for projects or suggesting new ideas for organizations or product or services, and it got paid off. Within few months, I was really being entrusted with more responsibilities, and you don't have to be the loudest person in the room, but just you need to do something consistently. That's what I learned out of that my first job. So how do we manage this in your first job. The first is the understanding of expectations. When you joined a company, the company would be having a company culture, whatever that culture is. One of the first steps to standing out in your first job is understanding the culture of the company you have just joined. Every organization has its own set of values, norms, and unspoken rules. Observing and adapting to those cultures early on can help you fit in smoothly. Are people formal or informal in their communication? Maybe you need to check. You need to constantly evaluate. Do they value independent work or teamwork more? That again you need to cautiously watch. By aligning yourself with the culture, you will show that you are adaptable and aware of your surroundings. There are situations where, for example, the company won't give you enough information unless and until that you need to know. In some organizations, the information is public enough for anyone to grasp it and understand and move forward. So you need to find out which type of culture the company is following. And another example is that if your company encourages open communication and collaboration, make it a point to participate actively in meetings and discussions. However, if the culture leans towards more structured hierarchical process, demonstrating respect for those norms will go a long way in building your reputation. Your manager will recognize you, the company as an organization will recognize you, so that it will help you. So these are the basic points with respect to the company culture. Having understood this, you need to clarify about your role, why you are there in the first place, and what you are going to do. So this is understanding the key. Understanding your role is the key to success. To have a clear understanding of what your role is and responsibilities are. During the first few weeks, take the time to sit down with your manager and clarify what is expected out of you. What are your key responsibilities? What does success look like in your position, and how others have managed in the past? Ask questions if you are uncertain about any aspect of your role. You don't need to shy about it. You just ask. Being ignorant for a few minutes is still better than being a fool forever. So from that perspective, ask any doubts, any aspect of your role which you are not clear about. Check with your manager or superior. This will not only help you to avoid mistakes, but also demonstrate that you are proactive and want to perform your best. The useful tip here is to break down your responsibilities into daily, weekly, and monthly. Somebody may ask for quarterly as well, but you can do that way into various tasks that get into these buckets: daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly. This helps you stay organized and ensures that nothing is falling in between the cracks. The third aspect in understanding the expectation is that you have to set realistic goals. Whether generally every organization will have their own KRE, or KRA means key result areas or key performance indicators, and what is the success or expected outcome for each of those roles in the organization. So for your role, you need to set the goal accordingly. Setting the goal is a great way to stay motivated and focused on your first job. Start by identifying both short-term and long-term goals. Short-term could be for a few months, and long-term could be for a few years. Your short-term goals might include mastering a particular tool or system, or understanding your daily work, repetitive work, or for example, if you are in the coding, you know how to do the coding, what are the various types, that way. While your long-term goals could be about taking on more complex tasks, leading to small or medium-sized projects. The early stage, I am talking about you being in the early stage. So the visibility will be only to say 5 years, 7 years, max I'm saying. So by setting these goals and reviewing it regularly will help you stay on track, but also show your commitment to growing within the role. Be sure to communicate these roles with your manager to get feedback and make adjustments where necessary and accordingly. And this shows that you are serious about your development and already you are thinking ahead. That's the message you will give as part of this goal clarity. The third one is you should have the necessary communication skills, and that's what the company would be expecting from you. Communication is often the most underestimated skill when starting your first job, and it is not just being able to articulate your thoughts clearly, but also about how you interact with others across various formats like emails, meetings, presentations, and informal discussions. That is the key. That's where you build the interpersonal skills besides communication skills per se. So strong communication can set you apart from your peers, especially when you are able to express your ideas concisely and professionally. For instance, when you are writing an email, always be polite, concise, and to the point. Avoid using any slang, even if the work culture is relaxed. Don't use abbreviations, don't use some terminologies which are not professional enough. In meetings, listen actively and contribute where appropriate. Being someone who can communicate effectively shows that you are engaged and that you understand the flow of the organization and the particular topic they are discussing about. The next important key skill you should have is the problem solving mindset. This is very difficult at the start, but every JD, for example, job description would require some kind of problems solving skills expected of the candidates. So the company would assume that you have some level of problem solving skills for your role for which you are hired for. So this is this problem solving skill is where the employers would love to guide you at sometimes and maybe put you in a spot as well. So it depends on the organization and the culture. But in general, employers do love people who are not only able to identify issues but also willing to solve the problems by finding some suitable solutions with alternates, etc. The first step to developing this mindset is to stay curious. This we have been discussing in the self-improvement list of topics, that you need to be curious like a child. Everything, whatever you see, whatever you observe, you must be curious enough like a child to know. Ask questions about how things work and why certain processes are in place in the first place. When faced with a challenge, instead of immediately seeking help, take a moment to think through. This is one of the toughest thing in the earth for people to find possible solutions or potential solutions. This will demonstrate your initiative and your ability to think critically. For example, see a situation where a process at work is causing delays. Rather than just reporting the problem, suggest alternates and improvements. Even if your suggestions aren't adopted right away, the fact that you are thinking ahead will get noticed by your superiors. The next one is time management. Managing your time effectively is critical to your success in your job, for that matter in any job. You will likely have multiple tasks with competing deadlines, and you will be literally dancing between tasks, and the ability to prioritize your work will be key to standing out. We discussed quite a lot of things with respect to time management and prioritization. Have a look at those videos as well. Early on, get into the habit of organizing your task, whether that's through a digital mechanism or simply to do with a to-do list. You can write it down and put a tick. Break down larger projects into smaller manageable steps or tasks, and always set realistic deadlines for yourself. And of course, you need to communicate with your manager whether it is agreeable or not. One useful tip here is to block out your time on your calendar for focused work so that you don't get distracted, you work only on that. By creating this structure, you will be able to meet deadlines consistently and avoid last minute rush. The next one is on teamwork and collaboration. You as an organization, you within an organization would be looked at possibly by two ways. Either you have to work as a team or you have to work as an individual contributor. That individual contributor role is very less nowadays, and you have to work as a team, that is more prevalent. So you need to remember that your ability to work well with the others will greatly affect how you are perceived. There is a level of perception still, even if you are good, the perception also matters today. Fortunately or unfortunately, whether you like it or not. Being a team player means being supportive of your colleagues, sharing credit for success, and offering help with others whenever they are struggling. Collaboration doesn't just make you more efficient, but it also helps you to build relationship and trust with your colleagues, both of which are crucial for your career growth. Sometimes you may have to build trust and relationship with your managers or superiors. An easy way to show that you are a team player is by offering to help on group projects where you are associated with, even if it is not your primary responsibility. Maybe, of course, when you go into the detail, you will have a primary responsibility and secondary responsibility, and as part of secondary responsibility also you can play the teamwork and collaboration role. Just stepping in when someone needs a hand can be a big impression for your managers. The next point is take initiative and be proactive. Look ways to add value. That's how you should be seeing. When you are curious enough to find the problem and solutions, you have to always look ways to find add value. One of the most effective ways to stand out in your first job is to consistently look for opportunities to add value. This could be through finding more efficient ways to complete tasks, or offering new ideas in meetings or to your friends, within the organization of course, or identifying gaps in current processes. So that you are not just doing this bare minimum, go above and beyond and what is expected out of you. So that will set an impression that you are taking quite a lot of initiative and you know the content, you know the subject, and you are talking sense. For example, if you notice that a particular task is slowing in the team down, suggest a more efficient way to do it. Even if your suggestion isn't immediately implemented, you have demonstrated that you are thinking critically about how to improve operations. Maybe you can volunteer for projects like especially those outside your regular responsibilities. This shows that you are eager to contribute to the organization in different capacities and that you are not afraid to take on new challenges, and of course you are spending time for your organization outside of your period of work. May not be physically being present in the organization but thinking about it. Let's say that your company is launching a new initiative and your department is short on staff, for example. Volunteering to help even in a small way shows that you are interested in the company's success and not just your own. And other important thing is you need to ask for feedback. So this feedback mechanism is a big topic by itself, of course. You have to actively seek feedback so that you get noticed. This shows that your commitment is continuous and you are able to improve upon a lot of things, and your willingness to learn from both success and mistakes. That is more important. Don't wait for any annual performance appraisal or reviews, and you ask for the feedback right with your manager at a periodicity, maybe a week or maybe 15 days once, something like that, or monthly once, something like that. It could be as simple as checking at the end of the project to ask how you could improve, or how you have performed and how you could improve. So this practice not only helps you grow but also demonstrates your awareness, desire to develop professional relationship. That's another important way to build relationship. In the workplace, relationships matter. Building strong relationship with your colleagues, managers and other departments, very important, other departments, can make a big difference in your ability to succeed and stand out. Take the time to get to know the people you work with, ask questions about their roles, show interest in their projects and be willing to collaborate. One of the easiest ways is to build relationship by being approachable and willing to engage in both work related and casual conversation. Building rapport is important not just for your current role but also for your future career opportunities. Seeking mentorship. Mentorship is a big subject by itself, and finding a mentor within your organization or company can accelerate your growth and provide you with valuable insights. Your mentor can guide you, help you through challenges of your first job, and offer advice on how to navigate company politics, improve your skills, and advance your career. Don't be afraid to approach someone you admire and ask if they would be willing to offer any advice or have occasional check-ins with you. Meaning, you can go and talk to him and share your thoughts, and so that he can guide you. Most people will be flattered that you consider them as a mentor. That is also possible, but you need to be very careful that whom you choose. Of course, you need to network internally and externally, maybe by participating in different network programs, company events, etc. Remember that all the relationship you build today could become valuable contacts in the future, and whether for advice, for collaboration, or for career development. Maybe that you can also help others. Continuous learning is another important aspect that makes you stand out in your first organization, that you are learning, you are going to contribute. Just don't rely on the skills you have brought into the job, and look for ways to expand your knowledge and capabilities. This could involve attending workshops or seminars, enrolling for online courses, or simply reading up on industry trends. Or you can take up some courses on internet like LinkedIn or any services they offer you. You can go through the courses and get some completion certificate. Those kind of things will help you. By continuously learning, you will not only improve in your current role but also position yourself for the opportunities. And obviously, while doing all these things, you need to show that you've got a growth mindset, right? So how do you explicitly set that? Basically, you need to embrace for feedback and improvement. Having a growth mindset means being open to feedback and using it to improve. That is more important. And just getting it onto you may not help. That's only 50% of the thing. But you need to improve upon using that feedback. Don't take any criticism or something personally. See, everything is related to that particular role and particular job. So there is nothing personal about it. If some criticism comes up by your manager or your colleague or superior, definitely take it and see how you can improve upon. Or refine your approach and become better at what you do. People who embrace feedback stand out because they demonstrate resilience and a willingness to learn from their mistake. That's what the message you are giving. Stay adaptable and open to change. This is very, very important, because what happens is that the moment you learn, obviously you will shut down your eyes, you will shut down your brain, and you think that you are on a right path. This is exactly where the stupidity starts. This we have seen in the stupidity videos. Probably you can have a look at it. But by staying adaptable and open to change, you are in the first place by yourself unconsciously that you are preventing stupidity to come up to your friend. In today's fast-paced work environment, adaptability is key. Processes, tools, even entire roles can change quickly because one automation comes, one AI tool comes into the picture, one change happens in the business, the whole thing will undergo a change. But by being someone who can adapt to these changes is a valuable trait, and I hope you should have, and you must have, and you will have. Show that you are flexible and open to new ways of doing things, whether it is adopting new technology or adjusting to shifts in team dynamics. By staying adaptable, you will demonstrate that you are ready for whatever challenges that come on your way. So, what we have discussed so far is that, or to recap, standing out in your first job requires a combination of understanding expectations, developing key skills, taking initiative, building relationships, and maintaining a growth mindset. It is about consistently showing that you add value to yourself and to your organization, meaning to your role, that you are proactive in your approach, that you are committed to both personal and professional growth. Think about your role and how you can start applying these strategies today. You can try, and what you can do differently. That's where your ingenuity comes into picture, where you can add more value to any of those organizational aspects like processes or tools or whatever, or your product or services. By taking these steps, you will you will set yourself apart and position yourself for future success. That's the belief I have. So remember that standing out isn't just being flashy or making grand gestures, going around beating the bush or trumpeting what you have done. It is about showing up every day, doing your best work, and continuously finding ways to improve. In the long run, this mindset will help you stand out and excel in your career. Thank you, and hope you enjoy this. And in case if you have got any comments to make, please put in the comments, and so that let me have a look at it and we can discuss this. Thank you for watching. Cheers.